Christmas specials, we all know them. Pretty sure I've gone through this spiel before, but every family has those they watch every year. Charlie Brown, the Rankin Bass stop motions. Again, Curious George, A Very Monkey Christmas, the GOAT. The GOAT. Even in an ironic context, there's a pretty established canon of so bad they're good Christmas movies. Rhapsody, 8 Crazy Nights, Grandma Got Run Over, and how could we forget?
Candy canes, I'm dipped in slime.
Speaking of an All Dogs Christmas Carol, it's fun to see what established brands do for the holidays. In every generation of MLP, there's at least one episode or special you can point to as being the Christmas one. G1 had the Penguin arc. There's an episode of My Little Pony Tales where they put on the Nutcracker. G3 and G3.5 both had straight-to-video holiday installments, and G4 had like 20 billion Christmas episodes, from lore-explaining plays to Christmas Carol retellings to family get-togethers with questionable implications. Even G5 got into the action with the winter-themed special that I'm not gonna watch until the inevitable G5 review. Coming out never. It was in 2018 when I'd like to argue the largest-scale MLP Christmas special was released, The Best Gift Ever, a standalone 40-minute affair featuring who else but all the pony friends. From my short glances over at the fandom, I haven't seen this special discussed at all that much. In that case, I guess I can bestow it the title of underrated. I actually think it's one of my favorites from G4, even if it's not an episode. Let's get into why. Come with me, wintertime's fun! The special begins with every pony running around Ponyville stressing about the holiday, put to a not too good song. There are only 2 in this whole thing, and they go for something more pop show tune-ish than classic Christmas. They blend together with a lot of the less memorable songs from the later seasons as a result. One thing I'll complain about later is that there were opportunities for fun songs here that they didn't take, and this being a musical for sure would have bumped it up a few points. Anyways, everybody's tweaking because there's only so many days until Heartswarming Eve, and there's still so much to be done. Applejack, being the only sensible one, proposes they do a Secret Santa in order to lighten the load of gift giving on every pony. They all agree, and thus our premise is set up. The Secret Santa premise has each character go off into their little sub-story. There's not much peril or wild magic hijinks involved, as we're treated to little down-to-earth stories of the ponies each trying to get their gifts for their respective Secret Santa. It's all very cozy and sweet, which is what you'd want from a special like this in a character-driven show like MLP. I do prefer that over holiday specials that try and go super big when it's fun to just see how the characters celebrate, and what realistic conflicts might come from that. That's why I unironically like 8 Crazy Nights. Yeah, fight me, that movie is cozy. So the ponies all start to go their separate ways while Spike is dead set on getting a present for Wewity. But one problem, he didn't pick her for Secret Santa. He's not relevant to the rest of the special, except for when he gets picked up and dragged around to lure the big monster at the end. Yeah, I didn't know I was watching Friendship is Witchcraft. Rainbow Dash is having trouble figuring out what to get Fluttershy. Not knowing what to buy is a recurring theme. So who else shows up to help but Discord? Discord is awesome in this. It feels like the writers based him on some actual memory they had of a relative, naysaying anything Rainbow wants to get for Fluttershy because he knows her better. Of course it's Discord, so he's trying to trick her into some crazy scheme that will end up actually having a good outcome in the end. And of course it's Rainbow Dash, so she unquestionably falls for it. AJ and Fluttershy head over to Rainbow Falls to find something for their respective ponies, and run into who else but Flim and Flam. They have this whole Tickle Me Elmo scheme set up, where they pressure people into buying these stupid dolls. It's the most popular holiday gift, so you have to get it. It's like when you don't know what to get someone, so you end up buying some stupid thing off the front page of Amazon, but instead of the comfy TM that your mom just ends up giving you back, it's this horrible creature. It's always funny to see a toy branded show have messages like this. Well, G4 had Soul, so it was allowed to be cynical, and G5 didn't sell many toys, so the commentary wouldn't really make sense. Fluttershy is tricked into buying a homunculus, not realizing that it's the brothers in disguise. Meanwhile, Pinkie Pie has no clue what to get Twilight. In order to find the best gift ever, now on DVD, she goes to the Yak Kingdom, since the Yaks are best at everything, right?
Yak's not best at giving gifts.
Okay, with Pinkie Pie discovering the one weakness of the rival nation, she sets out to find the mystical gift givers of the Grove that Prince Rutherford sent her to in order to get the real best gift ever. Okay, we all know Turnabout Storm, right? Turnabout Storm, the Phoenix Wright gets transported into the My Little Pony Dimension series. Okay, right, so there's a part in that where Rarity goes to the post office and it's hell. Guess what happens here too? I'm not saying anything, but it's a really funny coincidence that both the writer for that and this came up with the same scenario. Rarity's had it up to here, up to the top of that big hat she's wearing. Also, this is a reference because this is the same voice that Tabitha St. Germain did for Minty from G3. I'd know that laugh anywhere. Minty Derpy tells Rarity that the package she ordered to be delivered to her place is now at some acorn farm out in the boonies. Rarity goes to hopefully clear up the misunderstanding, but realizes that the kid who got the hat is
Philly, please.
The kid who got the hat is a junior fashionista, and found his true calling once it showed up at their doorstep. Rarity is conflicted, but since she's the spirit of generosity, she don't mind. Their shared love of weird hats means the kid is then invited with Rarity to Fashion Week. Anything to get him away from his homophobic family. Kidding. These are probably nice ponies. Rarity is giftless, but so is Twilight. Until she figures out the perfect thing to make for Pinkie Pie. She settles on that. Yeah, Twilight pulls out an ancient pudding recipe from the pre-equestrian period and gets wrapped up in that, only to have marketable husband, wife, and baby show up as she's freaking out over everything. Yeah, lock that baby up. Make sure she doesn't cause any trouble. Her one other character trait besides looking cute and selling toys. Maggie Simpson looking like... I know a lot of people dog on late season Twilight for being nothing but pure anxiety, and I've done the same, but if you look at this as an isolated incident of holiday stress, it gets pretty relatable. At least for some people. If only she was like this in every other appearance, wouldn't that be funny? Twilight's OCD, obsessive Christmas disorder, is in full swing and the other two can't help but point it out. They're too busy dealing with her to notice that their baby keeps putting random crap into the pudding of which was supposed to be measured exactly. What could possibly go wrong with that? Pinkie Pie's quest brings her to the Gift Givers, a trio of reindeer representing the past, present, and future of gifts. It was an unconventional choice to have the future one be young and the past one be old. I don't know, it seems like what you do, but in this it feels fresh. The deer give Pinkie Pie the supposed best gift ever. Pinkie doesn't know what to make of it, but they tell her it's a surprise tool that'll help her later. Applejack and Flutters are still dealing with Flim and Flam, which is the subplot I'd argue gets the most time. They reveal their dastardly plot, which the two can't really do anything about, since there's nothing illegal going on. As much as we all wish there were more regulations on advertising toys, the two ponies seem to be out of luck in stopping the two scam artists. Until they act out a skit showing everyone that these dolls ain't and that you should get people things based on what they actually like. Everyone agrees and the brothers are run out of town. The two happily ride the train back to Ponyville, unfortunately no gift in tow. Nice to see the Planes, Trains, and Automobiles reference. The movie that takes place on Thanksgiving in this Christmas special, 0 out of 10 for that. Rainbow Dash finally gets her gift with the help of Discord, this little chinchilla, and as soon as he gets in her good graces enough to be invited to Christmas, the thing turns into a big monster. Pretty sure we've all had that happen. If it couldn't get any worse, the pizza is aggressive and turns into a big gloop that sweeps through the entire castle. Now the ponies have to deal with both at the same time. I said the special was down to earth, and even though there is a big action climax, it still follows that tone. It's not some ridiculous situation where the entire balance of Christmas is thrown off and the Wendigoons come down and Twilight needs to make a video essay exposing them or else Equestria will blow up. It's fun to see a longer story that doesn't revolve around some earth-shattering conflict like that. Pinkie Pie finally opens her gift, which turns out to be the ingredients needed to quell the pudding, and Fluttershy calms down the monster, making her a hero, which was Discord's plan all along. Everybody hangs out and eats the nasty floor pudding. Yeah, that was on the floor the whole day. Dirty. Yeah, go eat your candy canes dipped in slime. Due to all the hijinks that's happened in the last day or so, there aren't really many gifts to be exchanged. Applejack and Fluttershy only have nasty dolls. Rainbow Dash and Twilight's gifts almost ended up killing everyone. All that's left is Spike, who gets on his ukulele and sings an unmemorable song about how Christmasing is hard, and that the best gift was friendship. The special is a great watch during the holidays. It really only focuses on the main six, Spike and Discord, and in my opinion, that was a great way to go about it. When I think of the later seasons, I think of all the character bloat that happened in the show, and how all the main six were growing into these different versions of themselves. In that way, the best gift ever is pretty back to basics. It felt like they let the characters' personalities breathe. Additionally, it didn't fall into any of the cliches, aside from Twilight's neurosis, that the later seasons did. But speaking of the later seasons, there were a ton of references all over the place for people who were more familiar with the show. Mainly at the start and the end, but throughout, you're like, wow, yeah, that happened after that episode, that's crazy. Because this was between seasons 8 and 9. This was so late into the show, it was on the list of things they were considering at the start of G5. Yeah, trudging up this gem. All the side quests the characters go on are paced well, nothing feels like it takes too much time over another story. Maybe it's because I'm not a Rainbow or Pinkie Pie fan and they got the least screen time. The only other nitpick I can go after besides Twilight being season 8 and 9 Twilight is that Fluttershy during the Flim and Flam section is a little too submissive. She would have been at that point in the show where she could very well stand up for herself against these two bozos. Another thing that would have brought this up to a 10 out of 10 is more music. The songs at the start and end are underwhelming by the standards of G4's soundtrack, and I think redoing those to feel more holiday specific and bringing in some more songs from the different side plots could have been a great addition. The reindeer could have had a song, Flim and Flam explaining their evil plan definitely could have been put to music, and why not a reprise of the opener while they're all going going back to the castle. Yeah, hashtag save best gift ever. I'm gonna run ads on Twitter for that. I don't have much to say about the way it looks. I mean, it's late season MLP. You have that general art style shift in the backgrounds, going for more detail. Character animation too, you start to see some of the more season 9 faces that I know a lot of people hate. I've mellowed out towards it, but the art style clash still bugs me in some cases. In conclusion, is the best gift ever truly the best gift ever? Like on DVD, I mean, it's pretty cheap. It's short, to the point, and has a very focused premise with a fun little set of stories. Aside from a few things that I think could have been done better, it really is the best out of what I'd want from an MLP holiday special. More than some of the heartwarming episodes from the actual show. A fun, no-frills tale of our favorite ponies celebrating our favorite non-denominational winter holiday. Go give it a watch if you haven't already, and add it to your holiday watch list. Along with The Night Before Christmas, which isn't actually that bad. It's really charming. You should go watch that too. Hey guys, I actually got something out for Christmas, so I think that deserves a little bit of celebration. I will be in Scotland next year, so I don't know, I have things planned, but I don't know if things will be the way that they used to be. Videos might be shorter, but I do want to try and have something out every month, just for my Patreon people, and just for the sake of kind of keeping the channel afloat, in some senses. But I hope everybody has a happy holidays. Merry Christmas. I know Hanukkah falls on Christmas this year, so happy Hanukkah, everybody. Everything else, just be safe. Don't take candy from strangers. And have a good night. Enjoy New Year's, and also wish me a happy birthday, because my birthday is on the 30th.